This is what's great about sports. This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game.
Winning isn't everything, but it's the only thing. In our business, there is no second place. Either you're first or you're last.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for? You ready?
And now, the W with Walls and the Crew.
Good morning.
Where winning isn't everything, it's the only thing. On 100.1 FM.
Good morning.
And Facebook Live.
Morning, right back like we never left. Another Saturday morning with the W Show, Kansas City, talking sports and pop culture. If this is your first time checking us out, we greatly appreciate you making us a part of your Saturday morning. Again, I don't know where you've been, but we've been around for a few years now, so thanks for hanging out with us this morning. Good morning, guys. How y'all doing?
Hey, we've been around because we warp speed, baby.
What?
Inside joke.
C-Lens, what's up, man? How you doing?
Doing good. Just happy to be here, man.
That's every
morning, dog. I'm very happy.
I'm doing good. Just happy to be here, man.
Yeah,
Cheers, I don't get fined.
Yeah.
Michael?
It's a good day, man.
It's a good day?
Yeah.
It's a good day to have a good day.
Pacers in 6.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness. What's up? Q day?
How you doing, sir?
Good.
Beautiful morning, beautiful day.
Yeah.
I'm here.
All right. We got a lot to talk about on today's show, man. Of course, we're going to dive into the playoffs. We'll see exactly how this thing is going to pan out. We'll talk some Royals news, of course. They brought up their top prospect, Jac Caglianone. He is set to boost the offense. Also, Missouri Senate passed its funding bill overnight on last Thursday.
Oh.
Also, Indiana, they strikes first against the Pacers in the game 1 from the Thunder the other night.
That was strike. That was
yeah. We'll also talk Eagles Saquon Barkley. He lands Madden NFL 26 cover. Madden curse is real. We'll dive into that.
He wants it to be real.
Plus, we'll talk California sprinter loses state title after fire extinguisher celebration. It was deemed unsportsmanlike.
No, bro.
We'll dive into that in about 20 minutes. Plus, in about 30 minutes, we'll talk about our sneakers of the week and our Hater and Love It segment. Let's get to today's headlines.
And now, here are the biggest sports headlines from this week. We bring them to you every Saturday morning on the W with Walls and the Crew on 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
All right, leading off today, I want to dive into this topic we've been talking about for seems like the last couple years now, and I think it's getting real. Missouri Senate passes the stadium funding bill overnight last Thursday. So Missouri Senate worked early in the morning hours on Thursday to pass a trio of bills, one which will provide funding for stadium projects for both Kansas City Royals and the Kansas City Chiefs. So the vote for the Senate Bill 3 came in about 2:30 in the morning after 19 voting for it and 13 against it. The bill sets framework for which Royals and Chiefs could use a payback portion of the cost for renovated venues. So construction bonds will be paid back using tax money generated at the stadiums and will cover up to 50% costs to build it. The teams would have to qualify, of course, to access all the money. The stadiums would need to be built for football and baseball and have more than 30,000 seats and cost at least $500 million. So Senate Bill 3 does not have words Royals or Chiefs in it, but a big reason for the calling of a special section was to keep both teams, of course, in the greater Kansas City area.
And they added a provision that they have to pay up if they leave. Like
got some insurances, yeah.
Well, because the St. Louis City had to sue the Rams, and they got, I forget what it was, but it was something like. It was around $1 billion.
Yeah,
I want to say.
Yeah. I think it's like 700.
Yeah,
700 million.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was pretty. It was pretty up there.
Yeah, you took away jobs and revenue. I need that.
And so he had to pay that back, but he's in LA and New Rich Land, so of course he did that.
And when he paid it back, it was said that the city of St. Louis was going to get a new team because of all the money that he was. But
no, they hadn't touched that money.
Yeah, I know.
They took it in and allocated it elsewhere. But you know what though? After hearing you read off this article, and then with the
but they added that provision into this bill as well.
Right. But they're going to charge the taxpayers. But then, as an insurance, if the Chiefs or Royals leave, then they have to pay it back. But for the taxpayers, it now makes sense why all those cars are getting towed for bad tags over the week. Got to get the money.
They always doing that.
But hey.
Yeah. No, so the bill allows up to $300 million in state tax credits for stadium development. It also extends existing tax incentives for both the Royals and Chiefs currently benefit from, and the state level supports adds to the local Jackson County stadium tax voters rejected in April, which is supposed to help fund the downtown ballpark. So
have y'all parked downtown lately?
Yeah,
I know. I haven't.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You gonna hate it for one. Like you can't park nowhere. Like everywhere cost, and then it's on a timer.
Yep.
So it's been like that.
No. Everywhere though. It used to be you can drive around a corner and find a spot.
And you can find like a little open spot. Now,
no.
Every open spot on the street
has a meter.
If you could park there,
get y'all money. Jackson County.
I parked downtown last week, and as I'm at the sign downloading the app, the app didn't finish downloading, and they were trying to write me a ticket.
Yeah.
Hey.
Best thing on.
And
right
I'm
now
like, I'm on the app, like, and he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, like my internet.
Wow.
So it's like that now. Mm-hmm. So when you look at cities like New York, Chicago,
making their money
and things like that, like
down there,
and so, but that's what makes me wonder. Because last night I went downtown, I parked in the River Market, I found a 2-hour spot because some spots are like 20 minutes, and you can't add time
in and out,
like, and so that's what all of this is gonna bring.
You know what the worst part about it is? They're smashing windows. The guy who fixed my car, he got a brand new Audi like me or whatever, and he says every time he goes downtown, they smash his window. He is really crazy. He's looking to sell his nice car to avoid that. He said he can drive any other car down there. When he drives that car, they smash the window. They don't even take anything.
Because I've got a few ways around it since, like, Uber.
Oh yeah,
has become a thing, but like now it's totally.
It just makes more sense to Uber. Like you can go out downtown, just might as well just Uber.
Just Uber. Get out.
Yeah, just Uber.
Man,
you ain't got to worry about finding a parking spot.
Look how much downtown Kansas City has changed, though.
Yeah,
we used to ride our bikes down there. Tumbleweeds around this time.
Yeah, it was tumbleweeds.
Tumbleweeds.
Yeah.
I woke up last Sunday morning from downtown, and I seen people walking around, going to restaurants, eating. I was like, yo.
Yeah.
Put a stadium down there, though.
Yep. I mean, it's not going to do anything but drive more revenue. The Royals, since we're talking Chiefs and Royals, they promoted their top prospect, Jac Caglianone, to boost their offense. So the Royals have caught up top prospect, Jac Caglianone, in hopes of jumpstarting their I wouldn't say their offense is lagging, but I think they wanted to add a slugger, first baseman, and outfielder. He made his debut in St. Louis.
He got his first hit, didn't he?
Got his first hit. It was a double.
I don't think the problem is like you said, the Royals' offense. I think it's the pitching.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, we're scoring. You know what I'm saying? We're getting runs, but we're giving up runs like late in games. Our closers are not as good as they were last year, and I mean it's starting to show.
I just need them to win.
Is this a September, October team?
Yeah, of course.
Huh?
Yeah, right now they are.
Okay.
They are. I mean, when you look at the AL, when you look at the AL Central, I mean,
8 games back.
Yeah,
Detroit.
They're solid. They solid. I mean,
just win 81. That's all I need.
I didn't realize Singer was gone.
Yeah, I
was watching the game the other day.
I think they'll get to at least 90 games.
We going Tuesday? Yankees?
They'll go too. I'll be there.
You be there?
Yeah. I said I'll be there.
I don't know about you.
Right, basically.
We sitting in the Diamond Club seats.
Of course, Jac Caglianone, 22 years old. He was a 6th overall pick out of Florida. in last year's draft and was considered a two-way player because of strong, of course, left arm lefty. But his future, of course, is in in the field and also possibly outfield.
It's great to see that the Royals are bringing up players that they draft early because back in the day we'll get them and then they'll trade them.
But here's the thing: when you have it's kind of like you build on what you've already done in the past. Like once you've done it and it works, you
see the recipe.
Because this front office isn't the same front office as when the Glass family was here for that many years.
Yeah.
You have a new ownership within the past 10 years, and now they're willing to try some things.
And because you also have a new sports energy in Kansas City.
Yeah.
And thankfully to not even just the Chiefs, the Sporting doing well, and then the Current, the new energy that the Current is bringing into the city. So I think you'll get, because like the latest player we've seen in the scenario you talked about was Hosmer,
right?
And Hosmer was a guy that could have stayed. But also
it got offered $100-something million.
Yeah, and so you could go to San Diego
and get more money
and live great.
But that was after they had already won.
Right, but I said this.
So you don't want to keep winning though?
See,
once because what happened was you played Alex Gordon. You gave him that hometown deal,
which was ridiculous.
I understand it, but then you understood that his agent was like, and I'm talking Osmer. Osmer's agent was like, hey, you already said that you couldn't pay Kane. You said
and that's who I would have preferred them to pay over.
Once you try to figure all that out, it's like, man, you might be sitting here and be stuck by yourself, like Salvador Perez.
I think they got caught.
And so is that a scenario that pushes ownership out?
Making mistakes. I mean, not paying the right players and then keeping them over their time frame. I thought that when they had made that late push and then it came down to trade deadline time, when you had to make the decision between Kane, Hosmer, Salvy, or whatever, and Gordon, I thought at that time they should have traded everybody.
What?
Hear me out.
You're crazy.
They made that late push. They went to the playoffs. They took the revenue of the playoffs, thinking they was going to get that same type of,
because they did fall off a cliff the following season.
They fell right off. Yeah. And I said adamantly, I was like, listen,
because I feel like that next year, I think they lost their first like 5 or 6 games, and
then Hosmer leaves with the contract or so, and then you pay Gordon his money or whatever. Now you're stuck with that dead money, and then you can't really produce anything. I thought if they would have traded Hosmer, Salvy, they would have got a lot of good prospects back or whatever, and they would have jump started what they're doing now.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a tough decision. It's because you don't know that the prospects that you're going to get is going to actually perform. But I do know this: players get old, and Father Time is undefeated.
Oh, of course.
And it's the toughest thing. I mean, listen, you can compare apples to apples or oranges to apples, whatever, but it's the same thing in dynasty football. You hold on to a player too long, and then you end up with a 2 or 3 year, lag. But you have to make these decisions. Real life, fake life, it's all the same.
Mm-hmm. But I really feel like though you understood, like you let Hosmer go. Kane went for the money too, which is understandable. He was an older out of the crew,
and he probably performed the best leaving here.
He did. And then of course, because you got to think about it, you still had Mike Moustakas who left. You had Billy Butler that was gone before that. Gordon ended up leaving. I mean, Salvy's the only one that stayed loyal to the soil.
Well,
right?
He was one of the younger ones though.
Salvy was right there with Osmer. They all came in the same time.
But I think that his play was longevity. Hosmer went to the Padres and fell off a cliff.
No, Salvy. You got to remember, Salvy had Tommy John surgery just 2 years ago.
He was about to be out the league, bro, with his knees, bro.
I think he was a better player.
I'm surprised he's
Salvador Perez. Oh, of course, all of them.
But Hosmer,
he's still playing.
yeah,
because he was.
I think Lorenzo Cain was the better player of all of them.
Lorenzo Cain was
because you can't
an athlete.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. I think he was the better player of them because one, he was a very dominant center fielder. That outfield
is an outfield sport.
It moved because of him.
An athlete,
but also his bat worked.
Yeah.
And how many of those did you have at that time?
I think though position wise.
I mean, you had everybody that could swing it.
I think though position wise, catchers, from my standpoint, with Yadier Molina's, so they last longer than center fielders because, to me, I think it's less athleticism that they have to use because they're not running.
Yeah,
Depends though.
But it does.
It does. Down on your knees like that all day.
But I also would have. But I also.
Whoa. You need to drop something on that one. Man. He always getting me. Yo, come on, man. Hey, it's a family show, man.
But you got to think though. He did have Tommy John because of all the players in that organization. Salvador Perez played the longest. Like he played an extra 3 or 4 seasons because he would go over to where he's from, not Puerto Rico, but Dominican Republic, and play like a whole winter league. So it was overuse on his arm. But once he got over that, and to answer your question, I think everybody could hit you on that team. You remember?
Well, no, I'm saying everybody could hit. I'm saying I think what pushed them out ultimately, and I don't think this is what pushed them out, but if it were to push them out, I think the 1 and 2 between Lorenzo Cain and Gordon, I think Lorenzo Cain was the guy you keep. But they wanted to play the hometown card. I get it.
Oh yeah.
But also it put you in purgatory.
Yeah. And the other thing to talk about, that Caglianone, bringing up Jac Caglianone was another reason to put butts in seats.
How does he look as a player?
Oh, he's a good player. We went. So Peyton had his game in Arkansas, and we watched Jack and also a couple of the other young guys. They have a young guy from here as well, Carter Jensen, real cool young dude. Went to Park Hill, but Jack, of course, leader of the team, and he moved up the ranks quick like that because that's AA what they're playing. He ended up moving to Omaha, AAA. And he was there for 2 weeks. This thing, we all tell our kids is like, you can't. Talent will show. Kramer always ride to the top, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what Jack was. Like you couldn't have him down there hitting as many home runs as he hit and keeping him in Omaha. But one of the things I remember you talked about was the reason why the city of Kansas City taxpayers didn't want to pay the money. Oh, well, they're losing. Yeah. They're losing. Why are we paying this money for a new stadium and they losing? Well, now it's like, sure, you got the probably top 2 player in baseball in Bobby Witt Jr. And the one of the faces of the league. And now you got Jac Caglianone. You still got Salvador Perez.
You need to keep that buzz. You need to keep that buzz.
Yeah. So now you need a free agent
because people. You do, but which is hard to do. But because people are losing homes over the property taxes, like they in front of the city council, like, yo, this is a high jump.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's another reason that you bring him up and keep fans engaged. Like, shoot, well, we got Bobby Witt Jr. Why wouldn't we want a new stadium? Look at Bobby in that new, So, I
think they need to promote him a little bit more, though. Because
promote who?
Bobby Witt. I see things, but I don't see
the
things.
The Royals and the Chiefs, honestly, have never been good at branding.
I mean, Pat does I see the Community American commercials, whatever, and it's a glimpse of him. I thought that he would do more local stuff because I understood.
Why?
This is
the money ain't locally. Money's national. We got State Farm.
Right.
You guys, a lot of stuff. You see Mahomes, Oakley.
So Hy-Vee, because he got offered Hy-Vee, Community America, and a couple other.
Yeah.
Right. And he turned it down his rookie year because he said, hey, he wanted to prove.
Mm-hmm.
But now I only see Community America.
Because he's got a lot of national spotlight.
I see him all over the damn place.
Yeah.
Him and Travis.
Do you see? We see him out, but do you see any billboards? Do you see any billboards?
Oakley.
You see the Oakley ones, but
Oakley?
You don't. For
Bobby Witt though.
But for and that's what I'm saying. Like the Chiefs and the Royals have never been good at that. Yeah. They've never been good at having players that really build their brand. Like Travis is the first in a very long time. And I would say in a long time as far as like Larry Johnson.
Jared Allen.
Yes and no, because Jared Allen had the restaurant, but I don't think he was
George Brett.
So
George Brett is one of those. Yeah.
So Bobby Witt Jr.'s endorsements currently. Whataburger, Under Armour, Chinook Seedery. Oh, the seeds. He has those, Community American Credit Union, Wilson Sporting Goods, and PSA. He's also a portion of PSA. He's part owner of PSA now.
Yeah, I remember we had that conversation about the cards.
Yeah. So I mean, what else you want him to do?
I mean, listen, if you're advocating for a new stadium and the majority of people are advocating for a stadium downtown, one of the things that I would do as a marketing team to help promote that and push that is I'll have a Bobby Witt billboard somewhere down here. You know,
yeah, like they used to have that UMKC bill on the wall downtown.
Right there. Yeah.
Yeah, because if you, I guarantee you, if you land in Phoenix, there's gonna be a Arizona Rattler or Arizona Cardinal or a Phoenix Sun right there on the side of a building or on a billboard somewhere downtown or near the stadium. Yeah, and that's what
you have to do it because then it's just.
But that's what I'm saying. The Chiefs and the Royals have never been good at that. Like helping brand and market their players as this big thing. But also the Chiefs and the Royals have always been these organizations like you're not bigger than the brand because they they tried to get it from like New England. Like and a lot of what they tried to do was to model what the Patriots did, but it's like, no,
you can't do that.
This is the middle of America. You need people to be in love with these players.
One of the things to piggyback on that real quick is Andy Reid. And a couple of players talked about this last week. Andy Reid is one of those guys that wants you to show your personality. He's not the Scott Pioli era that the Chiefs had. He's not the Herm Edwards. Andy wants you to go out there, show your person, as long as it doesn't do anything detrimental to the team.
And that's
show your personality.
And that's why I'm saying Travis is that. But also, have we seen Travis on the side of a building downtown?
And what's so funny,
or on the biggest billboard as soon as you're leaving the airport?
And and they stay here. And what's funny is that it's not like these players are going to be players that you think they may leave or whatever. You got Bobby Witt for 10-something years. You got Pat Mahomes for 10+ years.
Right. You need to be having them dudes.
There's Chiefs shops that sell Chiefs, all kind of memorabilia. I seen a guy who made a barbecue grill that looks nice. Like all this extra revenue from local companies. And if somehow they can integrate the actual Chiefs players into that, not the smaller companies, but some of the mid-major companies that can help that out, that'd be perfect.
But also Patrick is not that personality either.
Yeah. He is now.
He's
not.
He's nerdy.
No.
He's not nerdy.
Not. I think because we talked about it all the time with him being like the PC before, and now he's
PC. But
like,
also,
I won. What y'all gonna tell me?
Also, Patrick does not have a personality that Travis has the personality.
Yeah, Travis has the personality.
Yeah.
Pat doesn't.
And so
Pat looks like a guy that plays video games.
For what Q was talking about.
Yeah.
Travis has that personality.
Yeah.
That outgoing, like
Patrick doesn't have that.
Yeah.
But Jordan didn't have that.
No.
Like Kobe didn't have it to me.
Kobe didn't have it
to me, but you had people that loved Kobe because as soon as you land in LA, he's on the side of a building or a super big billboard.
And we ain't that city though.
We can.
Why are we not?
Hold on. And we can.
Hold on. We have an internationally renowned art institute here.
Yes.
Why not?
Yes.
Let me backtrack. Let me backtrack on that. We that city, but look, he's been on. I mean, you think about the Chiefs aren't what they lead like I think something in social media as far as like their TikTok,
right?
And now everything is so social media heavy to where you don't really have to have the billboard.
Bring back.
Yes, you do.
I talked about this.
Keep it old school.
Do you?
I talked about this.
Don't have
what was it? Hold on.
Bro.
What was this? It was either last week or 2 weeks ago. I said bring back physical media.
Yep.
Because everything cannot live on the internet. Like you need physical media. We talked because I think we were talking about it with the trading cards. But like,
think about how many people that don't have social media who's paying tax dollars
or wants to get off of social media.
But them ain't the people pushing the needle. The people that push the needle watch TikTok.
But you know what's funny?
Like you got to remember, everybody watches TikTok.
But also, the long money is not in TikTok.
Not in TikTok.
Why not?
Because it can be banned by government officials. This reminds me of, you remember the movie Vanilla Sky, 2003, when Print was dying? And what did he yell? People will read again.
If we're talking about culture, like culturally, culturally, the top of the culture right now is either Beyonce, Jay-Z. Like you could say, are they on TikTok?
Yes. Their music is. Their trends are.
Are they?
The rodeo, everything
No,
is on TikTok.
I'm talking about them, their face, because everybody puts them on there. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
TikTok is not there for the long money. TikTok is the come up spot.
Yeah.
All right.
Nah, you not.
It's the new grassroots.
We're going to tell you with this conversation. I'm sure we'll bring back more coming up. But we're going to take a quick break. We're going to talk a little bit about some NBA basketball. Of course, we're going to talk about Q's, Eagles, and Saquon Barkley. Don't say go Birds. This is the Madden curse coming up.
Oh, did it happen?
This is the W show. We'll be right back.
It wasn't a curse when Matt was on
Walls
there.
and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
All right, grads, your big moment is finally here. And parents, if you're looking for the ultimate way to say we're proud of you, there is no better gift than a brand new ride from our friends over at Riceman Nissan. Whether it's the rugged Frontier, the stylish Altima, or the 2025 Rogue, Riceman has the perfect car or SUV to kick off its next chapter in style. Plus, you're getting the safety, reliability, and tech that every grad and every parent can feel great about. Visit them today in Tiffany Springs, just south of the airport. Riceman Nissan. Every customer, every time. Hey, what's up, sports fans? Here's your chance to be a true champion with our friends over at Underdog Fantasy. It's super easy. Just pick higher or lower on your favorite players and test your skills for some serious prizes. The more champions points you play for, the more you can win. Stack points, climb the ranks, and show everybody that you're built different. And when you sign up, don't forget to use promo code The W Show. That's right, use promo code The W Show to get in the game. Let's make some champions today.
Holiday season and every day of the year, the Soul of Santa Do Good Foundation is here to make a difference. They are a 501c3 organization dedicated to connecting high-functioning individuals with disabilities and their families to vital resources, support services, and opportunities. Through personalized professional development, community awareness, and education, they empower lives and create lasting change. Join their mission to do good 365 by volunteering, donating, or partnering with them today. Visit thesoulofsanta.org to learn more. Together, we can help everyone experience the fullness of life.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
All right, back in on the W show. We appreciate you hanging out with us this Saturday morning. Remember, use hashtag talk about it, and we'll talk about whatever topic you want. All right, continuing on with our headlines. Let's talk some NBA basketball. So Indiana Pacers, they strike first. They grab first game from the Thunder on Thursday night.
Who is Tyrese Halliburton? You tell me. Like, who exactly is, like, who is this kid? Like,
that dude's son who got banned from the games. No, he's a good player. He's not afraid of the moment. He just shot out of nowhere too.
So is this a trajectory that he's been on, or is this year a big step?
I can't say that it's a trajectory because if you think about it, early on in the season, he was kind of up and down, and he had spurts, but it really wasn't as high. I think these last 30 days, he's been playing the best basketball of his life.
Well, honestly, when he got drafted to the Sacramento Kings and everybody was talking about how good he was, I didn't realize that he was that good at even.
And that's what I'm saying.
You see what I'm saying? But people already knew that this kid was good. Like, it wasn't like a secret that he could play some basketball. You know what I mean? But the thing is, like you were saying, the roller coaster ways that he's been playing sometimes, you know, like sometimes the first half he won't even shoot the ball. Then he wait to the second half and shoot about 15 shots, or the first half he come out, hit 5 threes and he don't shoot no more in the second half. Like, I understand that point, but at the end of the day, when the lights is on and they the brightest and the moment is there, he's not afraid of the moment. He won't back down from that moment, and that's probably what's
like. Is this similar to the moment when Dame was hitting these 60-footers like to win games?
Nah, I think Dame had people understood, like he had game. their games are two totally different ones because Dame would he would control a game by the way he could score the ball. I don't think Tyrese Halliburton is more of a true point guard, and you attested this. He's more than a true point guard.
Damian Lillard is just a legit straight scorer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like on Monday through Sunday, he's getting buckets. You know what I'm saying? Now Tyrese Halliburton might have 19, 13 assists and 9 rebounds, or
for last night
17 assists and 8 points. You know what I'm saying?
Thursday night, 14 points, 2 for 7 from 3, 10 rebounds, 6 assists.
He only had 14 points last night.
Yep.
Yeah, trust me, I know, because I had a ticket going.
I mean, because if you think about it, so when he played the Knicks on May 31st, 21 points, 2 of 5 from 3, 6 rebounds, 13 assists.
But he just hits the shots that matter.
He hits the shots that matter, man. The shot in the Garden, that was crazy.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Reggie Miller.
Yes, man, that was crazy. But he was hitting them before that.
Because I thought Oklahoma was winning just off of how SGA was like nearing 40 points.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was expecting him to eclipse 40 points.
I tell you what, yesterday, it kind of exposed Oklahoma City in my eyes.
Thursday.
I was watching. Yes, the game Thursday.
Yeah.
It exposed what happened with OKC, how they're been playing their style. SGA had 38, and everybody talks about, oh, he had 38. He shot 30 times to get 38 points.
Yep.
If I make you shoot 30 times,
that's Iverson stats.
Points, exactly.
Yeah,
that's hard to win. And Indiana had 19 first half turnovers, and they were only down by 12.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there was so many times that I mean, just from a coach's perspective, watching the game, I'm like, kick that. SGA, he doesn't see the floor, you know, like
because basketball, like a 10 to 15 point lead is not like now nothing. Like now in football, 14 points with a minute left. That's plenty of time.
The way teams shoot the three,
yeah.
And I didn't realize that Indiana is one of the highest scoring teams in the league.
Oh, really?
Like first or second, and point and it's because they like to run. You know?
Did you see? And I know, like you at the coming close to the end of the game on Thursday, like you saw them like they cut it to 8. They cut it to 6. They cut it to 8. They cut it to 6. Mm-hmm. They had over 20 turnovers in that game. Indiana Pacers as a team did. Yeah. You're not supposed to win a game. What was they had 26 turnovers, I think.
Yeah,
you're not supposed to win a game.
Not a finals game.
You're not supposed to win a game like that.
19 in the first half. I was unbelievable. And Carlisle was just like, we still in it.
And in that 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, 5 minutes down, OKC didn't hit the shots that they was hitting all game. Yeah. Like it came down to a point where they missed, because even SGA missed a shot, and I think they were down like 4 at this point, and he missed a shot that was like an 8-footer.
Yeah,
and it's like
he's not a total threat from the outside. Like no. I think more of his game is getting to the rim.
He's very shifty. He does not miss mid-range shots, and he has great footwork and body control.
Do you feel like ask both of y'all this? Do y'all feel like that rest that they had kind of knocked them off a little bit?
Because they young, man.
Okay.
They're not a bunch of old guys. That rest, that was probably the best thing that they needed.
Mm.
I just think they need to go back to the drawing board and watch the video and film on why Indiana was able to come back.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? They missed a lot of wide open shots.
Yeah.
And they started playing hero ball at the end, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't play hero ball in the finals.
Yep.
That'll get you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You'll get cooked. And I think Halliburton has a point to prove. First of all, it's two things, two major things. And I know as a basketball player and a person that compete, you guys play sports, you get a competitive spirit, you get a competitive edge. He thought he was going to get that Eastern Conference Finals MVP.
Yeah.
He didn't.
Yeah.
He was voted most overrated player in the league by the rest of the players.
Yep.
So he has a chip on his shoulder right now and something to prove. So you got to be careful and watch out for players like that.
See, Lynn's talked about this a little bit earlier and gave his thoughts. What'd you think about him having that point to prove?
Yeah, I think he's just been on a tear recently since that list came out about his peers voting him the most overrated. And I honestly think like the fact that he did not play this summer with Team USA, like him just being there, like seeing how them other pros like work out and just their whole routine, I feel like he really took some of that with him. It's showing now. Even Ant-Man, like they both came up big for their teams this year. So yeah, I think he's just showing everyone that he's officially here. Like everybody been asleep.
He's here.
He's here.
He here, feet up on the couch and everything.
He was just a practice player for the USA team. He barely got in.
Yeah. So, Q, you brought up Jay-Z earlier. He put $1 million on OKC in 5. OKC in 5?
Not in 5.
I still feel like OKC is going to win the series. I just think that they're overall better as far as defensively. And I think that they have more weapons. You know what I mean? Chet Holmgren was a ghost yesterday. If he has a regular game, they win the game. You know what I'm saying? Jalen Williams, he was at one point, he was 3 for 12. If he has a regular game, they win the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Lou Dort had 15 points. Now, you take Lou Dort's 15 points, 5 threes. He had like 8 or 9, 10 rebounds or something like that. Chet Holmgren, play a regular game, you win.
Yeah.
Hardenstein didn't start.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Normally, Hardenstein is a double-double walking around. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I wouldn't write OKC off at all after losing that game, but that was a game that you didn't want to give up.
Yeah, because you don't want to drop one at home.
No, you don't want to give up any games in the finals. No.
Yeah.
Eagles, Saquon Barkley, he landed on Madden NFL 26 cover after viral reverse huddle. So Saquon Barkley will, of course, grace the Madden 26. EA Sports announced on Monday. Is this Madden curse?
No.
Oh, man.
The Madden curse been dead.
Oh, okay.
That's over with.
All
Curse of the Great Bambino. It's over.
Yeah, I think COVID killed it.
Yeah. Oh, really?
It caught COVID.
Okay. So let's I have a list of all the Madden covers since 2021. I'm gonna go through them real quick. So the Titans running back Eddie George, he was cursed. Minnesota Vikings quarterback Dante Culpepper, he was cursed. Rams running back Marshall Faulk, he was 2003, he was cursed. Atlanta Falcons QB Michael Vick, that's 2004. Of course, he was cursed. Baltimore Ravens linebacker Ray Lewis was 05. He was not cursed. Philadelphia Eagles QB Donovan McNabb, you probably remember this, in 06. He was cursed. 07, running back Sean Alexander with the Seahawks. He was cursed. In 2008, Titans QB Vince Young, of course, he was cursed. 2009, Packers Jets QB Brett Favre, he was cursed. Cardinals wide receiver.
He's stealing. He ain't in jail.
Cardinals wide receiver Larry Fitzgerald and Steelers safety Troy Polamalu, they shared it that year, half cursed. So New Orleans Saints QB Drew Brees cursed. Browns running back Peyton Hillis, he was definitely cursed.
Oh, yeah.
Lions wide receiver Calvin Johnson, he wasn't cursed. Adrian Peterson, he was half cursed. Richard Sherman, not cursed. OBJ, not cursed. That was 2016. And 17, Rob Gronkowski, he was cursed. And 18, Tom Brady, he wasn't cursed. Wide receiver Antonio Brown in 19, he was cursed. Mahomes, he was, I'd say in 2020, he was half cursed because you got to remember he hurt his knee in Denver before they went to Super Bowl that year. But they only have not cursed. QB Ravens quarterback QB Lamar Jackson with the Ravens in 21, not cursed. Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes, they shared it in 22, not cursed. John Madden, of course, and RIP to him in 2023. That's not applicable. In 24, Bills QB Josh Allen, he wasn't cursed. And, of course, last year, Christian McCaffrey, he was cursed. So, going through that list, it's kind of more people that have been cursed. And then more recently, you guys remember, of course, Christian McCaffrey. He got paid, and he was injured. And he was on the cover.
He bit Mr. Glass, though. So,
okay.
That was bound to happen for him. Yeah. So it's been beaten more recently, you know.
So 14 of the 24 cover athletes, or 58% from 2001 to 2024, have been cursed. But just 3 of the 10 of the cover athletes, or 30% from the last 10 years, 2015 to 2025, have been cursed.
That's what I'm saying. It's football.
There also haven't been back-to-back curses since 2011, 2012. So,
yeah, man, it's football, bro. You can every play you can be cursed.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, Madden curse done. We'll stick a fork in now.
Of course he's gonna say that.
Look, I wouldn't worry about it. Saquon deserves
on
the cover. Man.
Yeah, because I feel like we've been talking about this for a while now. It ain't no Madden curse no more, and I feel like we start talking about it with Lamar.
So California sprinter loses state title after fire extinguisher celebration he deemed unsportsmanlike. So California high school sprinter was stripped of the state title after an unsportsmanlike celebration with the fire extinguisher. According to Los Angeles Times, Claire Adams, a 16-year-old sophomore at North Salinas High School, finished the 400-meter finals 28 seconds before her closest competitor, but was disqualified by California Interscholastic Federation, CIF, due to her celebration. Following the win, Adams obtained a small fire extinguisher from her father in the stands. Adams then sprayed her cleats, implying that they were on fire due to a blazing speed. Let's see exactly what happened with that.
Yeah, because I haven't watched the video yet.
That's right, Gabby. Come on, Gabby. Don't choke, Gabby, like you did yesterday, Gabby. Gabby Thomas. Yeah.
But that wasn't it. But yeah, she basically
she finished the race.
Yep.
And she walked off the track. She wasn't even on the track. She was in the, in the middle where everybody, gather around.
Here we go.
After winning the 400-meter event at the CIF State Championships with a time of 53.24 seconds, her dream of winning a state title went up in flames after celebrating using a fire extinguisher.
When she blew the fire extinguisher, the opponents were gone. That was our moment of celebration. And the CIF officials made that about them. The crowd went crazy. They loved it. The booth, CIF booth went crazy. They loved it. But those few guys in those jackets, they took offense to it, didn't like it, and they made a decision based on emotions.
The North Salinas High sophomore grabbed a fire extinguisher from her father and coach and extinguished off her spikes. The CIF deemed her celebration unsportsmanlike, stripping her of her title. It's a celebration made famous by American sprint icon Maurice Green, who enjoyed her paying homage to him and thinks she should get her state title back.
When I heard, because it happened, and then people just started calling me, oh, this girl who just won the 400 redid your celebration. And I was like, huh, what? If it was away from everyone and not really interfering with anybody, I would say reinstate her.
One clear infraction was Clara's father hopping the railing onto the track after the race, but says he only did that because of how CIF officials were treating his daughter.
There's a CIF rule saying you can't come over the wall, you can't be on the infield, which is a rule respected. But at this point, I explained before about being a coach and a father wearing the different hats. I saw an official grab my daughter by the arm. They were yelling in her face. When he grabbed her by the arm, I went over the wall at that point. I'm father now. I'm not coach anymore. I'm over the wall.
Now, the true fastest 400-meter runner in the state is back home without a medal. And even if the CIF is to reinstate her as the champion, she never got that moment of being crowned a champion.
Y'all thoughts on that?
Trash for one, because you shouldn't be able to strip a child for one.
Yeah.
For that, and then two. Are we going to find out that this official had a kid on the other track team or something that got beat and he was mad? Because why do you got to put your hands on a kid? And especially a kid celebrating. What's offensive about joy? And that's what that's where I'm not computing it. And I think that's why I didn't watch the video, because I'm like, I don't understand how you take this from her. But last point, this is going to be a great video when she runs in the Olympics. Be a great flashback.
And what's interesting about this too is the fact that when you think about when any sport, when you do something like in high school or whatever, it's normally the discipline normally comes from the school or the district. It doesn't. Most of the time, you're not disqualified from let's just say in Missouri State High School Athletic Association, they're going to contact the district. They're not going to just be disqualified at that very moment, right? You got to have somebody higher up.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, who is this ref that's going to say, oh, no, you disqualified. Number 2, you the winner now. That don't work for me.
No, yeah. There's got to be some type of process that you go through.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just say, oh, because you did that. The race was over. She could have been in the parking lot for you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
as far as anybody knows.
And I don't know if they have, but I think they need to go after the guy putting his hands on her.
I promise I was about to say that. You're not supposed to grab a student.
That's assault. And if we want to talk about actual terms, that's assault. So you're assaulting a kid for being happy for winning a race. Like, how does that look? Like, oh, she's celebrating, she's not supposed to. All right.
Yeah.
That's bad. They can actually go after them for sure.
Nah, I hope so.
You grab a kid?
Yeah.
I hope so. And I hope they get paid plenty.
I tell you who is happy and celebrating is Francis Tiafoe. He made history at the French Open, so he's making history a number of ways. This year marks the first time since 1996 that 2 American men have secured positions in the Roland Garros quarterfinals. So Tiafoe did alongside Tommy Paul. The last time this happened, eyes were on Pete Sampras and Jim Courier. It's also the first time one American man has made the quarterfinals in more than 20 years. Andre Agassi made the final 8 players in 2003. But more significantly, with this win, Tiafoe becomes the first black man to reach the French Open quarterfinals since Arthur Ashe did so back in 1971.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's fire.
Tiafoe's a good player.
Yeah.
I like Tiafoe.
Yeah, he. I wonder, is this going to make young black men want to play tennis?
It depends on how the game of tennis treats them.
Yeah.
I mean, because from Serena, we've gotten a couple of Naomi's and Sloane's, and it's a couple of young ladies that's kind of followed after the Williams sisters. But I mean, hopefully, you would hope.
All right, and Aaron Rodgers, he signed a 1-year deal with the Steelers. They had a mini camp, so the 4-time NFL most valuable player for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He'll be flying in on Friday to sign that 1-year deal before mini camp kicks off next week. NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport told Tom Pelissero and Mike Garofalo reported on Thursday. The team later announced they've agreed to terms with Rodgers on a 1-year contract pending physical.
Are they going to use this excuse to get Tom? Like, is Tomlin still there, right?
Oh, yeah, Tomlin ain't.
So are they going to use this excuse to get him out of the door? Because why is he still in the league? Like, has he spent all of his league money on drugs? Like,
my thing is, of course, Tomlin was quote unquote supposed to get a Shador, right?
Mm-hmm.
When the time came up, they passed on everyone else in that quarterback room. They currently had Mason Rudolph and Skylar Thompson. Shout out to Skylar, Kansas City native. I don't think, because Tomlin has won so many games, consistently never had a losing season.
They've been the media's been trying to hot seat him for the last 2 years.
Yeah, I don't think Tomlin's going to go anywhere unless he wants to go somewhere.
Okay.
I think he has that much security that, it won't happen.
All right, so back to my next point. Has Aaron Rodgers spent all of his salary on drugs or something? Why is he still in the league? Why does he need another contract?
Is there another option out there?
Retirement?
He's just speaking on Aaron Rodgers, period. Like, why are you still out here, bro?
I mean,
you're hurting the team.
I mean,
you out here like a broke
maybe
stick
they know
dog.
something we don't know.
There's nothing we don't know about Aaron Rodgers.
He's gonna keep playing it as long as they let him keep playing.
Tomlin been doing this a long time. Maybe it's something that we don't know. My thing is this: he's not gonna jeopardize what he got going on to bring in Aaron Rodgers. I just from me seeing, from being an outsider looking on the inside and seeing Tomlin, I don't feel like that's his MO.
Well, I hope I'm wrong. And I hope he does a great job and Mike Tomlin can take all the credit, because it's not going to be because of Aaron Rodgers.
Okay. On that note, we'll take a quick break. We'll have our Hater Love It segment coming in 2 minutes. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to the W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
All right, grads, your big moment is finally here. And parents, if you're looking for the ultimate way to say we're proud of you, there is no better gift than a brand new ride from our friends over at Riceman Nissan. Whether it's the rugged Frontier, the stylish Altima, or the 2025 Rogue, Riceman has the perfect car or SUV to kick off its next chapter in style. Plus, you're getting the safety, reliability, and tech that every grad and every parent can feel great about. Visit them today in Tiffany Springs, just south of the airport. Riceman Nissan. Every customer, every time. Hey, what's up, sports fans? Here's your chance to be a true champion with our friends over at Underdog Fantasy. It's super easy. Just pick higher or lower on your favorite players and test your skills for some serious prizes. The more champions points you play for, the more you can win. Stack points, climb the ranks, and show everybody that you're built different. And when you sign up, don't forget to use promo code The W Show. That's right, use promo code The W Show to get in the game. Let's make some champions today.
Holiday season and every day of the year, the Solar Santa Do Good Foundation is here to make a difference. They are a 501c3 organization dedicated to connecting high-functioning individuals with disabilities and their families to vital resources, support services, and opportunities. Through personalized professional development, community awareness, and education, they empower lives and create lasting change. Join their mission to do good 365 by volunteering, donating, or partnering with them today. Visit thesolarcenter.org to learn more. Together, we can help everyone experience the fullness of life.
You're tuned in to The W with Walls and the Crew, where winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. On 100.1 FM and Facebook Live.
Remember to use hashtag talk about it, and we'll talk about whatever topic you want. Let's get to today's Hater Love It segment.
It's that time for Love It or Hate It. Hate it. If we love it, we talk about it. If we hate it, we move on.
All right, first up for our sneakers of the week. Get your guys' thoughts on these.
Hated it.
Nike Air Max 95 Bright Mandarins.
Mandarins?
These are fire. I always like 95s.
Man, they all right.
You know what?
Yeah,
listen, this is what we're going to do. Q, I say we do a vote right now. We need a vote on what shoes we're going to bring up here, man, because it's been a couple of weeks, man.
If this is all that comes out, if y'all can send the sneakers or whatever, whenever
Did you hear
want
about
to.
the Kobe's with the image of Caitlin on there?
Yeah.
If you already got them, they're already going 5 G's.
Wow. All right, the Fear of God Athletics Adidas
Trash
collab Ash Pearl. These are fire.
No, they're not.
No, what is
No?
this? No,
y'all like.
But I'm not the
C
cool
Lens.
one. I'm not the cool one.
C-Lens.
Thank you.
Listen, y'all had to see him in person, bro.
I had to see him
That's
in
what I'm
person.
saying. Them
I'm
must be
seeing him in person
I
now.
can throw them on with a suit.
What suit you wearing? A sucker Sarah suit?
Man. All right, the Haley Wilson SB Dunk Lows, purple on the bottom left.
These are okay.
I like those.
I don't like the black.
I hate the white toe. Like either make it,
all purple.
Yeah.
Nah, it's too much purple.
No, I'm saying like it either do the black or the white. Like I don't.
Okay.
I think they could have went with that light, like what's on the tongue,
teal
instead of
No.
and instead of the black.
No.
Nah,
whatever,
that's
brother.
too much.
I prefer the white.
That's too much.
Yeah. Nike Air Max Up-Tempo Bulls.
Trash.
Oh,
Of
Pippen.
course.
These are
cool. Yeah, bro.
Fire.
Those are cool.
These are
What are you wearing
Those
these
take you
with?
back to your
What you
childhood.
mean? The
My
Pippins?
childhood. I wasn't a Pippen fan.
You crazy.
Bro, but the sneakers.
Nah,
though.
he
The
had
sneaker.
Pippen. He was shooting 100% with shoes.
He don't know no better.
What you just said? The ones over there, though, with the Harold Penner suit you gonna put on?
You don't know no better. All right. Adam Silver confirms 2026 NBA All-Star game will be USA versus World. Hater to love it.
That's cool.
World gonna win.
Hate it.
I think World will win too.
Always.
Y'all think so?
Yeah.
I mean, you got
Okay.
Giannis, Jokic, SGA, Pacquiao, Siakam.
Okay. Say less.
Yeah.
All the Luka Doncic.
Luka.
Only people you have
best-
USA is you have Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown,
Jason Tatum,
Jason Tatum ain't gonna be there.
Steph Curry.
all
KD,
them retired by 2026.
Devin Booker.
Dang, man.
Yeah.
America getting old.
Anthony Edwards is gonna be the best player on that team.
The best player that's playing 2 minutes.
All right. Eagles to host game between Michael Vick's Norfolk State and Deshaun Jackson's Delaware State. So Delaware State announced Thursday that it was moving its game against Norfolk State to the home of Philadelphia Eagles. Jackson is now the head coach of Delaware State, and Vick is entering his first season as head coach of Norfolk State. Hater, love it.
I love it.
I love it.
Because you know, with Delaware, that's basically Philly. It's South Kansas City. It's
Basically Philly.
Look, man, I found this
on
out
the map. It's like Delaware.
I know what it says, but what I'm saying though, that's where most of the people live. I mean, did you know that Delaware State was a HBCU? Did you know that Delaware had an HBCU?
Yeah, I mean, we did know that. We talked about it over a year ago.
We talked about it a year ago. I'm talking about coming up as a kid. You know, you ever think like, oh, Delaware got the HBCU?
If you was a kid looking at
no.
HBCUs, yeah.
You wouldn't think that Delaware would be that place.
Nah, because
I just think it's really
it's
good.
all up and
I
down the
think it
East
gives-
Coast.
I think
It's
it gives
crazy.
both of those
And my
programs
point is
a lot
saying
of-
that the reason why it is Delaware, excuse me, Q, is because Philly is right there next to Delaware. It's like Kansas City.
You just got to
Kansas.
word it better. Thank you. What would you say?
I think that is an awesome thing for the Eagles organization to do for those programs. It's going to give them a lot of exposure. And also we'll be able to, get to see a couple of HBCUs play live and a lot of those kids that can't get those Power 5 schools wouldn't have a problem with, what I'm saying, going to go play for HBCUs.
And Philly has a nice stadium, huh, Steve?
Yeah, actually, they don't.
They don't.
They don't. It's not. They don't. It's better than Jim.
You report to One Arrowhead Drive,
and it's trash
30 times a year. I know what
you
side my
saying
bread
they
is
don't?
buttered on. Bettor, who bragged about heckling U.S. sprinter Gabby Thomas during loss, banned by FanDuel. Hated or love it.
Hey, love it, man. Don't be heck. Hold on. I don't. Bettor, who bragged about heckling U.S. sprinter.
So FanDuel has banned a Bettor who bragged about heckling U.S. sprinter Gabby Thomas during a Grand Slam track event and was declared on social media that her loss in race made my parlay win. Actually, it's pretty crazy though. Let's see what happens.
That's right, Gabby. Come on, Gabby. Don't choke Gabby like you did yesterday, Gabby. Yeah. You a choke artist. You going down, Gabby. You going down, Gabby. You going down, Gabby. We're doing it for Track Spice. Okay, Track Spice in the house. Come on, Melissa. Melissa got married this year. Got a black husband. Gabby got a white guy. I want Melissa to win. Come on, Gabby. You know what time it is. Track Spice in the house. Come on, Oregon. Jaden Mays, the finest thing out there. Jaden Mays thinks she fine. She thinks she cute.
Yeah, Gabby Thomas ended up losing that race. It's crazy though, man. The fact that she took to social media after FanDuel condemned the strongest. They said that FanDuel condemns the strongest terms abusive behavior directed towards athletes. A FanDuel spokesperson said in a statement on ESPN, threatening and harassing athletes is unacceptable. Has no place in sports. This customer is no longer able to wager with FanDuel.
Yes. All right, pay me my money first, though.
Yeah, of course that. But hold on, did they do any of that to the fans in Indiana?
Nope.
I mean, heckling is something that's been going on.
It's part of the game, and you're impeding on my freedom of speech.
But you got to remember, think about the stuff that he was saying.
It's still freedom of speech.
They say worse in Utah.
It's still freedom of speech.
In Denver. They say worse in Indiana.
That's bad, man.
No,
that's real bad. That's bad.
Listen, hold on. Whoa.
In Boston, have you heard some of the stuff that they say to you?
And we talked about what they saying 6 years ago about what they said in Boston, and I said, well, maybe they feel comfortable saying that because that's the arena they can say that at. But you cannot impede on my freedom of speech now. Now, Gabby or whoever he was conducting that conversation to, they can sue for slander.
And so that wasn't the only thing that he did, though. So Gabby made a post on X and said, this grown man followed me around the track as I took pictures and signed autographs for fans, mostly children, shouting personal insults. Anybody who enables him online is gross.
Yes,
slander and defamation of character.
So, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you keep talking about freedom of speech, but the freedom of speech doesn't protect you from the freedom of from consequences.
Yeah.
Well,
so he has to face though. If you want to say what you want to say,
I don't think a company like FanDuel. I mean, I
nah,
guess
they got to step in.
I guess they have a right, but are they just doing that?
No, you a grown man talking to young women like that.
Yeah,
okay,
you can't and then brag about it on social media. Yeah, I did all this.
Yeah, you doing
video.
too much.
I made her lose because I did all this.
He
and
didn't
brag
make
about
her
it.
lose. She lost herself.
You doing all that, man?
He didn't make her lose.
Yeah.
I've heard way worse playing basketball on the
Yeah,
basketball.
that's still don't make
men,
it right.
That's men and men.
Oh, now we getting who
No,
sells
because I'm a player.
No, because I'm on the side of that might be what it is, but also we've seen LeBron walk to the side and take people out. I'm on the side of that because you here to be entertained. Like you ain't here to be talking to me like you cry. I'm another human being. I don't care how much money I make or what. Like I'm human. I don't want to hear this and coming to work. Like, all right, cool. I'm gonna come to your job and talk about you for 2 hours, and I'm gonna follow you around.
You know what I'll do?
About you.
You know what I'll do?
You're gonna be mad.
No, I'm gonna sue you for slander.
Come on, man. All right,
stop it, Mike.
Hey, thanks for coming on the show today, man. You sound like Drake. Yeah, you got congratulations as well.
Yeah. Hey, I'd rather sound like Drake.
Hey, congratulations to this guy over here, man.
Oh yeah, I already know because I made the.
Yeah.
Hey man,
new head coach. You want to tell us about it?
Well, it's a bittersweet, of course. Me and of course all the love and devotion that I have and passion that I have for my school, Purcell, my alumni, my alma mater. Going back there has been a very great experience for me. To be able to do that full circle and go back and, try to help propel our program back to being, one of the best programs in the inner city. It was a great experience for me. Times change, and things come up in life where you have to make certain decisions. And so it was very, very tough for me to, make the decision to move on. But I got a really, really good opportunity to be a part of a really good program, a special program, and going back over to the girls' side, which is where I started. And hopefully I can go to North Kansas City High School and bring in a chip.
Oh, you in North Kansas City?
Yeah.
Hopefully this is a lesson for the Kansas City School District. When's the last time you heard of a coach in the KCMO school district that's been there for 10, 20 years?
Also, the state is holding back a lot of funding from them, so they ain't going to be able to,
Of course.
So that's why you can't hold those two districts up against each other.
I'm not holding them against each other.
But North Kansas City, as a school district and as a community, is far more tight-knit than the KCMO school district. Like KCMO school district got schools closing.
They had 3 gyms at North Kansas City High School.
That's what I'm saying.
3 gyms.
Like you can't put those two. That's
shout out to that. Shout out to you though, because like you definitely the time that you spent there was definitely made lasting impressions on all those young men.
I appreciate
it. Guess who helped out on the hiring process for them to get there? Coach Fritz. No, I'm not saying that Coach Fritz.
Former coach. Shout out to Coach.
Nah. Wrap the show up. Hit the button. Come on, see.
That's how he just said it though. Hey, guess who said? Guess who? I'm like,
because we thought it sounded like he was about to take credit.
You know what, man? So not that self-centered.
Coach Fritz is still in Kansas City basketball.
He's the boys' varsity basketball coach at North Kansas City.
Oh, Fritz.
Yep.
I'm gonna have to pull up on him one guy. I ain't seen that man in 30 years.
Yeah, we're gonna have to come to some North Kansas City games for sure.
Absolutely.
Okay. Congratulations to you, man.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir. We appreciate everyone who watched today's show. Remember, you can catch a rewind of today's show on Monday, 100.1 FM. Remember, you can like us on all social media platforms at the W Show KC. Until next week, we are out of here.
Peace.
The views and opinions expressed of the W Radio Show by the host, co-host, guests, and call-in listeners are solely the opinions and responsibility of the original source who expressed them. They do not represent the opinions of the W Show, 100.1 FM, One Kansas City Radio, Sideline Sports Talk, Team Wall Street Foundations, or affiliates.